Let me show you what a floor truss is. This is a floor truss. Important measurement here. Those are 16-inch floor trusses. Somewhere there are some truss drawings. Just need to find, there they are. So with this, there's a plan to follow to install them. Plus each truss design, not each truss, but each truss design will have a drawing for the engineering in Lethbridge. The inspectors want to see that paperwork when they inspect the house. So, things we know, 16-inch floor trusses. That's going to be important when we build the stub wall. So the trusses are running this way. And this pamphlet is going to be, I don't know, paperwork for the truss plant, delivery sheets, and here it is. I can see this one is, yeah. This is the garage. These are the floor trusses. So these walls here that run parallel, and this back one, or what I call a stub wall. Here I'll have to install some plates to get the ceiling height of the garage correctly. So I'll have to run plates here and stub wall here, 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 and here. So to get your ceiling height, first of all, try not to lean in the mud. It's likely this is going to read something like 7'11" off the footing. There's the footing. This does not have to be an exact science. This here is 11. Now they pour concrete on top of that footing, so that comes up for sure 3 or 4 inches. One, 2, 3 is 8. Come up. I'm going to bring this up with 3 plates, which is 4.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 96.5 inches. So where the trusses sit, I'm bringing it up 4.5, and then this stub wall will be, I'll cut the studs 16 inches, which will make it what? 20.5 inch stub wall. Okay, so first I'll cut this. My first plate I always put on is a 2x6. This number is 22 feet. Okay. So 16 feet. 22 less 16 is 6 inches, 6 feet. I'm going to take 5.5 inches off for the stub wall on this side only. 5'6.5". this here. I've set it on my lines I snapped when I squared the foundation. I got this bit for my drill. I think it's actually for cabinet hinges. Okay. This is going to be a stub wall, his first 5.5. There's my mark. Ooh, she's faint here. So, as you can see, I use PL 400 or lumber lock. Some people put sill gasket. I've been known to do acoustical seal. I have a thought on sill gasket. I'll just keep it to myself. Now I need this plate. Got a notch out for this 2x10 mast for the power, 44.5. That jog, 14'6", less 11 inches for the stub wall at the ends. 14'6", 13'7". Always go a little bit less, like a 16th. Did I say 44.5 to that mast? $44.5, 9 1/4. Gonna come in about 1 7/8 inches. So when I cut that notch out, I went to the outside of my mark, so I'm not dealing with it being too tight. Come on. This is going to be a problem. One. Here. Oh boy. Time out. Okay, I'm just removing all these things. I got a sheet through all that as well, so it's all got to come right off anyways. Then the exterior guys come. Okay, I got to finish marking these. Okay, after I get this one nailed down, oops, too far. I'll go ahead and just do the rest of them, so that wall and that wall. Yeah, and then so I'm gonna, after this is installed, I'm gonna kill the camera for about a while until that's done, and then depending on how much daylight's left, start the next phase of this. Current temperature is probably 4 degrees Celsius. Breeze makes it chilly. There's my red line. I'm glad I took an extra 3/8 off, huh? I got lucky there, I'll tell you. Okay, so I got the 2x6 on the walls that will receive the floor trusses. Now I'm going to bring it up with 2 more 2x4 plates. So I've just cut these plates to the length I need. This wall is 33'6". I'm taking 5.5 off either side. So I'm carrying 32'7", hopefully. Let's find out. Making sure this edge is nice and flush. Ooh. Okay, one more time. And then I'm at my height for my ceiling, and this is where the floor trusses will sit, running that way. So I'm looking for a nice clean edge, nice clean corner. That's why I spun that, to set the trusses too. Sky's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do this stub wall. Reason for it is I'm gonna forget if I maybe leave it for the morning. This is 2'2", so this should be, this bottom plate is gonna be 2'7½". I'll build this and let it kind of explain itself. Bottom plate is going to be 2'7½". Top plate is going to be 2'2" less 1.5 inches. 2 feet 1/2 inch. I'll explain that as I put it together why. Okay. I'm going to mark 5.5 here, 1.5 inches here. This is the bottom plate. I want this plate to line up with my 5.5. Right like that. We're going to put a stud here. And we're going to put a stud here. This first stud in the stub wall would be 1.5 inches back from the corner. We're 16-inch singers. Looking for 15 1/4 right there. I need 3 studs at 16 inches and one more cap plate at 2 feet 1/2 inch. This will be the cap. 2 feet 1/2 inch. I'm going to leave this here for now. I will cut those 3 studs. These studs are 16 inches. I will make these guys, try to make these guys 16 inches and a 1/16. 16 and a 16th, 32 and an eighth and a quarter, 16 and an eighth, no, 16 and a 16th. After the last house, I promised myself I was going to change my saw blades in both this corded saw and my cordless saw, and I still haven't. Hopefully in the morning. To drill out this bolt. Hard to see. Wonder how the GoPro is doing. What's going on here? Looks perfect. Alright, now the studs. Start here. Hard to see. This is the cap plate. Okay, now when the floor trusses come in, they'll be running this way, but there will be a notch in the floor truss and a 2x4 will come across, and that 2x4 will run to here, and then I'll put a block under the 2x4. The reason this bottom plate is long, because I slightly may have made a boo-boo. I should have maybe ran this to here. Now I got to put two little blocks in here. Should have known that was 5.5. And it's likely when I nail them now, they're going to break. Instead of 2x4, I use 2x6. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. You all take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Alright, now we'll do this here stub wall. I believe that was 15'4". Yeah, 15'4". This will be the bottom plate. This will be the top plate. Bottom plate, I'm going to cut 15'4". Top plate, I'm cutting 15'1". I will explain as I go. Line these up. I want to come in 1.5 inches here for a stud. Now I'm going to tack these together. Looks good. Now I'm going to lay it out. 16-inch centers. Make sure you hook on the bottom plate here because it's to the corner. 15.25, 31.25, and away. Square the lines across. Oops. One more, I gotta cut the cap plate. It too is 15'1", 3 inches shorter than the total wall length. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stubs. Okay, again, I cut these at 16 and a 16th. Basically for compression because of the exterior walls, the load. Grab the bottom and top plate. Set this, line it up with my lines, flush to the corner, red line, tap it, trying to find the bolt. I don't know if I mentioned sill gasket here. I've done acoustical seal, and obviously, as you can see, a PL or a lumber lock is what I'm using today. We're technically gluing walls down to the foundation. For the sake, to be fair. My preferred method of the three would be acoustical seal. Why don't I like sill gasket? Well, this here is a prime example. I mean, this isn't perfect either, I guess, but I can seal this stuff up. The cracks. Alright, let's set this in. Now what's important here is you put the two plates that you laid out sure you pay attention. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, whatever. Shut up, Dan. Nope. That might be being a little fussy for a bottom plate of an exterior wall in a part where it's never going to see baseboard, just insulation. Studs. So I'll go in all the way along this bottom plate and fill these in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Top plate. This is the annoying part. Usually I do build these walls on the ground. See if I enjoy this way or not. At this point it's a knot. Don't like it. But when I was putting these studs on, I enjoyed one at a time. I like the simplicity of cutting, drilling out the holes for the bolts. Just laying the bottom plate on like that. So I think this would be the way I prefer it. But this is definitely not the typical way I do it. There it is. Cap plate. Again, this is set back to receive the ribbon from the floor trusses, and then there'll be a block under that 2x4 ribbon. Okay, that wall. Okay, just going off the layout here. This wall is 6'8". So the bottom plate will be 6'8". Top one will be 6'6.5". will be flush, and this side will be 1.5 inches short on the cap plate. Lay it out. Probably about +3 right now. Gorgeous outside. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Have to be careful again with these layouts here, especially this cap plate. Just make sure you don't spin the plate. Now this stub wall, it ends, I believe it ends right at the inside of this exterior garage wall. Because I have a floor truss, yeah, that stops at the inside of this exterior garage wall. So, got to build a stub wall from here to there. Foot 6.5. Again, bottom plate is 12 foot 6.5. Top plate is going to be 12 foot 5. Hold on. Yeah. Cap plate. Okay, so that's I don't know, the stub walls and the plates on the foundation. Now it's the bearing walls. There's 4 of them. So I know already that bearing wall there is 4 foot 6 in from the outside of the house here. So hooking on, I'm going to mark 4 foot 6 here. and 4'6" here. I'm going to put an Oompa Loompa in. Hook this string on to said Oompa Loompa. And I knew that won't stick. Another 2-inch. Okay, grab the string. 1, 2, 3. On the nail. This nail's too high. Take the loose end. Take this end. Make it taunt. That's the word of the day. Rotate this around the head once. Dunsky. Scale into the basement. And I wish I didn't have my ladders where they are. Alright, I'm going to use the laser to bring down the line. Okay, this is annoying. I didn't think these were fastened. Every once in a while I get lucky and I hit the string line first shot. That's not the case on this one. Inch out. Missing it a little bit too far, smidge too far. Bang on. I can see it. I don't know if you can. Almost perfect before I moved it. A little too far, a quarter. No, that's too far. Let's try it. A smidge further. Can see it on the line, perfect. This is funner when it isn't windy because I don't trust the string line when it's blowing. As if I found the string line or the nail back. the other way around. Got an open pit mine here where I've been trying to put this nail. Okay, so now I need to get the bearing walls that run the other direction. I'm going to pick one wall. It's going to be the one towards the back of the home. I need this measurement, 12 foot 6 and a half, from the outside to the outside of this bearing wall. While I'm here, I should probably write down some other numbers so I don't have to come in the hole. Once I have that, so 12 foot 6 and a half. Inside is 3 foot 4. So that's from here, and then it is 9. Oh boy. Okay, it's going to be 8 foot 4 plus 11 and a half. 8, 4, 11 and a half. That is 15 and a half. 8 plus another 3 and a half. 18, 19. It's 8 foot 19, otherwise known as 9 foot 7. 9 foot 7. Okay, undo this. Once. There she goes. Retrieve the nail. It's my savings, my profits. Okay, that's enough time for that. So I just threw the block away and I forgot this number already. 10 foot 6 and a half, I think. No, 12 foot 6 and a half. Yeah, right. So, marking 12 foot 6 and a half. Hooked on everything here. From the back, 12 foot 6 and a half. Uh-oh, here's the wind. Or 3/8 back. Back. There it is on the string. That's vibrating. Looks good. Yep. too far. Maybe that's it. Nope. 8 back. Smidge. Right there. I'm feeling confident with that nail. Now we go 3'4" over. I can see from here that these footings are at different elevations. 3'4". Double check that. 3'4". Yep. 3'4". Now there's this number. 9'7". Foot 7 is where footing ends, or sorry, the bearing wall ends. Right here. Coffee time. Okay, so I'm going to cut all the pressure treated lumber for this bearing wall, this one, and this one. These actually ain't much of a bearing wall, more that it has to carry this beam. Actually scratch that, that beam's a mistake. It has to carry this beam. But I'm going to build this and this and this as walls. So, I don't know if you can see this number. This says 2'6". There's a 3.5 inch LVL beam here, and this 2'6" is to the inside of this wall. So I'm going to take 2'6", add 3.5 and 3.5, so that's 7. So I'm going to go 3'1", build cut 2 of those, and then this wall, and I threw that block into this. What was that number? 9'7". 9'7" less 3.5. Okay, so actually I'm going to do 3'1", 3'1", and then this, which is 9 foot 3.5. So many numbers. Okay, 3'1". 2 of these at 3'1". 37, 60, 74 and an 1/8. 9'7" less 3, 9 foot 3.5. Okay, so I'll glue the bottom of this plate. I really don't know why, I just do. I have seen PL or Lumberlock stick to concrete like you've never seen. fun yet? That one felt good. Watch it pop out. Same that one. So one of the keys here is actually stopping vibration on the wood plate you're nailing. That's one reason why my hand is kind of close. It's also the reason why I'm spinning on the plate right now, because I can feel it sagging in the footing, because it's so awesome. Man, that one dropped right in beautifully. So now I'm trying to eliminate vibration going under me and affecting the back nails I just nailed, believe it or not. Oh, this is a bad nail. That's a good nail. Feel this plate. It's got this footing is sagging. So annoying. That drew it down almost, I think. Okay, I'm just adding a ply on top now. So now I'm 3 inches up. So now I'm going to cut, after this is nailed, I'm going to cut my bearing wall plates. I have to say that went good. Now I'm going to cut all the plates. Okay, 9 foot 3.5. Twice, yeah. Some organic on my plate here. What were these? Oh, 31, 3 foot 1. 3 foot 1. 74 1/8. going to lay out this bearing wall a minute. This here is going to be 2 studs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 studs here, and I need a cap plate. Leave that there for now. Grab this next one. Pretty much the exact same thing, except for there's going to be an L on the one side. 2, 3.5. There's an L here, and 2 studs here. Now I'm going to lay this out. This guy, I'm going to try to get each stud under a floor truss. Do some math here. First thing to discover is where the floor lays out from. Front of the house or the back. Recognizable by this here. Big black letters here. So from the front of the house, it's going to be 19.2. So I'm going to take 3 feet. This I know because I've already checked the main floor. This is 8 foot 1.5 from here to here. Okay, so 8, 9, 11 foot ½ inch is the beginning of this bearing wall. Oh, this is the front of the house. 11 foot ½ inch. That there. Would you look at that? There's a floor truss right here. So let's just, it's the black diamond. I'm going to move over here so you can see this. That's going to be the center of the floor truss. Those floor trusses are 3.5 inches wide because they're made out of 2x4. So if I'm going to go back 1 3/4, which puts this layout right on the middle of that floor truss. Now I'm going to take my tape and go 19.2 from that mark. That is 1 3/4 back from the end. Well, the truth is I'm not technically right underneath the floor truss. I'm going to move this ahead 1 inch, and then I am. And that just got confusing, I bet. Stud because it's hitting one of those other bearing walls. This is 2 studs. Alright, now I gotta do the cap plates. So this longer one, this is 9 foot 3.5. I'm gonna make him 9 foot 7. It's going to overlap that one bearing wall that connects to it. I'm going to go 3 foot 1 for the bearing wall that stands alone, and the one that connects with this long bearing wall is going to be 3 foot 1 less 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5, plus a little more. So these are the cap plates. Now I got to get stud heights. And a stud count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, 3, 4, 5, 8 and 10. Studs. So for this wall, I'm going to drop this string line right to the top of the plate. And then I'm going to go measure. Okay, so to the string line, a little bit of a breeze, so it makes me a little uncomfortable measuring. 96 1/4. 96 3/8. Yeah. So I'm going to make this 96 5/16. So 5 at 96 5/16. I got to take 4.5 inches off that for the plates. So 5 more at, where's my laser? If I remember correctly, this is 3 inches. Yeah, 3 inches. So this should be 3 inches. And it's not. It's way up. Remember I said this was higher? This is 2 1/4. So this has got to be 3/4 minute shorter here. And this over here is also, oh, you would stop wiggling. This is going to be 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, 5/8 of an inch. Alright, so 5/8 of an inch shorter. Oh boy. 96 5/16. Why did I go 5/16? 96 1/4 less 3/4 is 95 1/2. I can't believe that. So I need 3 at 95 9/16. And I lost myself. And 2 at 95 11/16. What a joke. Fun. can see the dot on the foundation. I'm pretty close to perfect. There it is. We are. So this is a 1/4 inch. How is that happening so fast? Oh, because it's over there. Whoa, 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 whoa. So that is pretty much all a 1/4 different. This is 96 1/4. That has to come up a 1/4. This is 96. These are 96. What was that, 8? Yeah, 8 at 96 plus 4.5. At 96 5/16. 96 and a 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 5 of these. 91 and 13/16. 95 and 9/16. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So 91 and a 16. 3 of them. I'm really spacing the studs out. That's one wall. This will be another wall. Okay, so these are the studs for that other wall that needs quite a bit of adjustment. And now I need this longer wall. I need its studs. And I'll stack them over there. So those studs were 96. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 91.5. This, I believe, is the shorter of the two. No, they're the same length, aren't they? Yeah, okay. Pay attention here. This one's the standalone. We'll do him last. This is the standalone. We're going to do this guy first. And the only reason I'm saying do it last is because the wind's picked up a little bit and it's standing by itself on that. Will be a problem. And build this here, I guess. Nice. Pretty wowed. I got a wow in us, so I'm going to make these guys work against each other. Like that. And when I laminate them, hopefully they're perfectly straight. let me stand this without putting poly underneath. Please don't let me do that. Not the end of the world. Just makes things simpler for the concrete guy. Oh, there's a puppy. I hate twist. I'll do crowned. I'm okay with that. I hate twisted. Man, that's fine tuning. Okay, don't let me stand it. I think I took the wrong plate. I did. That was a brace. Ah! Okay, wait, don't let me stand it. Okay, so we're gonna have too long of a plate. No big deal. Somewhere here there's a stapler. So again, this is just for the concrete guy. We seal our floors because of radon. that white pipe there is to vent the radon. That pipe just randomly goes into this gravel somewhere and ends. And the theory is let the radon gas out of that. That came in about 10 years ago. What is it, 2025, 2015? Yeah, sure. Last day of 2025, by the way. Might have been a good idea to build this other wall, so this could have been held together a bit. It's only supposed to be 3.5 inches past. Okay, so I'm looking for one of these dudes. These are the guys that have an L. That's this one. L is down. There's two different studs lengths here. So I'm laying all the crowns the same way. This is an L. Creates drywall backing in the corners of walls where they intersect. Foot 8, 1, 2, 3.5. I'm looking into the future and trying to put a point load in. Point load carries load from above. So on the second floor there's this little beam in the stairwell I'm hoping to hit with that. You have to carry your point load down to the foundation or footing. 23 and a half. Oof. Ow. It's going to be the shorter of these two cap plates. This is for sure the top plate of that wall. Anywho, moving on. There's nothing more satisfying I'm pretty sure you all seen that. Way to go, Dan. Just went right ahead there and made your life miserable. That's the top. Come on. Try that again. that one. I'll build this one and stand in a minute. We're going to plumb this. A little bit to the west. That's probably too far. Yeah. This is going to wiggle and wiggle and wobble in the wind. That'll be fun. I'm loving that. Now, when I set the floor trusses, most of this is going to be plumbed this way anyways if everything's on measurement. Right there. Nope. Nobody move. Oh, that moved a bit. Remember I told you I hate twisted? This wall is twisted. Like it. Yeah. Seriously? So what's happened now, it's kind of annoying. Bottom plate, this wall, when I was pulling trying to get the twist out, the concrete nail popped. And this is what I hate about nailing concrete, it doesn't forgive. So now, I gotta try to get this back in its spot. Check that for plumb. Top still gotta come up more, this is terrible. This is going to need to be double checked as we go along. This is bad. bore out yet? No. Okay, I'm going to leave this a mess. I'm going to start getting load on this to push it down. And before I sheet the floor, I need to plumb that. Lunchtime. Aside from that mess and that tail being too long, I am now ready to start setting floor trusses.